beautiful basilica called the Sagrada Familia has reached a major milestone recently, the completion of the Tower of Jesus Christ. La Sagrada Familia means the Holy Family, and it's been under construction since 1882. And today's guest is the architect who oversaw the completion of the Tower of Jesus Christ. So please welcome in Mauricio Cortes Sierra. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks you for the invitation. Glad to be here.
First of all, if you can tell us a little bit about the original architect of La Sagrada, of course, Antoni Gaudí, and why construction is still underway. It was 140 years ago after it started.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have to tell you that a little bit that was the plan, even though it sounds crazy, because the foundation that get the idea of building the church to the Sagrada Familia, the Holy Family, like you said, proposed to be an expiatory church, means a church built only by donations of the people, the faithful. And then Gaudí worked for over 40 years in the project, and at some point proposed more monumental, more ambitious project, and talked to the board, convinced them to do it like in the medieval ages, where it took generations. So it will had to be the work of several generations, and each generation will construct one part of the Sagrada Familia until one day it's finished.
Incredible. And Mauricio, your focus was on the architecture of the Tower of Jesus Christ. What were some of your duties in that role?
Well, I have to tell you, like many parts of the project in Sagrada Familia, it takes a long time. So we're talking over a decade working with the team. So the focus changes during the periods. At first was obviously gathering all the information, so the research of all the historical sources, both graphical and written descriptions, not only about the architecture, but about the symbology. And then a second stage, getting the design properly, right? The proportions, the shape, the cross, and the tower is crowned with a three-dimensional cross that has an interior space. So it was both designing the outer shape, but also the interior space. And then the third stage, getting the engineering, getting the materials, how to reflect most faithfully Gaudí's ideas about how the cross should look like, how what it needed to be communicated, which symbology needed to be included as well, and how to materialize it.
After going over those, what do you think were some of the hardest parts, I guess, of overseeing this project and sort of continuing the work?
I have to say that the biggest effort, the hardest, is always doing everything to remain as faithful as possible as to the original design intent by Gaudí, and that means adapting his ideas to the modern compliance legislations and all that. Also getting again the material, so the tower and the cross looks like it was meant to look like. So this research and development, and then also maintaining the arts and crafts that were present in the epoch, that nowadays, like modern technology, tends to surpass them, but still we include the work of glassmakers, ceramists, blacksmiths, and so on.
It's incredible. And June 10th this year is 100 years, I heard, that Gaudí passed. And it is also when the Tower of Jesus Christ, which is also the tallest tower of the project, will be blessed and inaugurated after Mass, celebrated by Pope Leo, which I'm sure is super exciting. I would love to hear how that moment might feel for you. What do you think that moment will be like?
Always when a Pope comes, it's just a big honor. How would I feel? I think to tell you the truth, a little bit overwhelmed with the number of authorities, both religious and kings and presidents and the like. But what I'm looking for the most is the reaction from the people in the streets, because I do remember when we inaugurated the Tower of Virgin Mary, the joy in the streets, in the people. Mind you, we were coming out of a difficult period, which was the COVID pandemic, and it was approaching Christmas time, but people were in really need of celebrate something, and Virgin Mary was the excellent reason to do so. So I hope that the crowd celebrates with us.
And talking about the people too, if you could give an idea for our viewers too about how many people visit the La Sagrada Familia every year, and maybe if you expect those numbers to increase now with the completion of the Tower of Jesus Christ.
We receive almost 5 million visitors every year.
Wow.
And there's not much room to welcome more visitors without making the visit more uncomfortable for people. So we are at maximum capacity in terms of visitors, but I'm sure it's going to have a worldwide echo,
Yeah,
the celebration.
Of course, I'm sure it will. And for people who can't travel to Barcelona to see La Sagrada Familia, where can people see photos or videos online?
Well, videos and even documentaries are easily available on the webs, but there will be a special web page that I hope there will be a live streaming, and I hope it's visible in America, which is Sagrada Familia 2026.org. So not only the events on 10th of June, but the whole celebrations during the year will be posted there, and people can follow and get information there.
That's wonderful. So Sagrada Familia 2026.org. And then we can do /English for our English speaking viewers. But
Yes.
that's wonderful. And when do you think construction will be complete on the Basilica officially?
We don't have an official date because still the main part to be constructed is the glory facade, which is quite a challenging monumental building in itself. So we believe minimum 1 decade more, but we don't have a deadline yet.
Well, that's exciting. We'll wait for that decade plus or some or less, maybe even. But thank you so much, Mauricio. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us and share the beautiful work that you're doing and your gifts also with the church and with, the world through La Sagrada Familia. Really, we appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the invitation.
Thank you.